January 1st is New Year's Day. We celebrate New Year's because it's the start of the new year. New Year's celebrations typically start on New Year's Eve, December 31st. How the night normally goes is friends and family gathering, eating food, and just playing games and having fun. They normally stay up until midnight, and when the clock strikes 12, celebrate the New Year's by screaming Happy New Year. In America, New Year's can also be celebrated with fireworks. In other countries, like Denmark, people celebrate and bring in the new year by smashing plates.
In the United States, we celebrate Valentine's Day every year on February 14th. This day is dedicated to celebrations of love. Typically, we exchange cards and gifts with someone we love this day. However, you can celebrate with anyone you love, like your classmates, friends, and family. There are lots of things we give as gifts on Valentine's Day, like chocolate, roses, and candy. It is a day for romance. In Brazil, they celebrate a little differently. On June 12th, they celebrate Dia dos Namorados, or Lover's Day. They do very similar things that we do on Valentine's Day, like give gifts and cards, but they also have lots of big music performances that day too. No matter where you're from though, it's fun to celebrate and appreciate those that you love.
We are going to talk about Independence Day now. So, why do we celebrate Independence Day in the United States? Well, this is the day that the United States became a country. On July 4th, 1776, our founding fathers declared independence and signed the Declaration of Independence from Great Britain. So we celebrate on July 4th. And how do we celebrate? Everyone does it in different ways, but oftentimes there's fireworks and parades. Some families have barbecues, some towns have carnivals, and sometimes there's annual baseball games. And lots of times there's other ceremonies celebrating the history, government, and traditions of the United States. So do we think that other countries have Independence Day? Not on the same day as ours. What about Mexico? Mexico has an Independence Day on September 16th. The people gather at Zocalo. They decorate their streets, their houses, their buildings, and their cars. Flags are hoisted from houses and buildings. Colorful lanterns can be found among the streets of the cities. The president of Mexico even comes to Zocalo and does a reenactment of their cry for independence. The president also rings the bell that was rang at the time they cried for independence. At last, the town all joins in a shout for Viva Mexico. Colorful fireworks light up the Mexican evening sky as the ceremonies end. Think about how you celebrate Independence Day every year.
Now we are going to learn about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a federal holiday in the United States, celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November. It originated as a harvest festival. The event that Americans commonly call the first Thanksgiving was celebrated by the Pilgrims after their first harvest in the New World in October 1621. Some common foods in the U.S. during Thanksgiving are mashed potatoes, stuffing, gravy, turkey, rolls, pumpkin pie, and so much more. In celebrating the story of the Pilgrims' meals with the Native Americans, it is observed as a day to spend time with loved ones and for giving thanks. Most families observe with a large meal and sometimes at a religious service. Now, Thanksgiving is celebrated in different ways around the world. In Africa, a Thanksgiving or a harvest festival is celebrated in many countries throughout Africa. The difference is that it is usually celebrated in the month of August, marking the end of the rainy season. African harvest festivals have a lot of religious significance. They are characterized by lots of dancing and singing. A popular sequence involves a good ghost who looks after their crops and scares away the bad ghosts who try to spoil the food. And that is how Thanksgiving came to be.